Hey everyone, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Well, friends, the Father's Day weekend is upon us again, and I do hope that my dad is in a good mood this season. Anyway, what should I look at today? Well, so far I've already blogged films like Chicken Little last year, along with films like Luca, a Goofy movie, as well as Bambi 2, The Son of Bigfoot, Aladdin and the King of Thieves, the 10th Land Before Time movie, 1940s Pinocchio, and of course, The Thief Lord. However, for today's blog, I'm going to go a different route and blog a Sofia the First episode that fits with the Father's Day theme. Airing on television on June 17th, 2016, this is Dads and Daughters Day. And now, on for the plot of the episode. It's time for Royal Prep's annual Dads and Daughters field trip at the Enchanted Animal Park, and Sofia and Amber are very excited. However, when Hildegard tells her that King Roland is not her real dad, Sofia wonders if she truly belongs on this trip. Now, what do I think? Well, in my opinion, this was another good episode, and it was a sweet one to watch for the Father's Day weekend. And to further explain what I'm talking about, let's move on to Mustang Notes. Now, this episode actually has two morals. One being that stepdads are real fathers just as much as biological fathers, which I understand since I do have a couple close friends who have gone through that experience. And the second being, you must always listen to somebody's warnings and leave the wild animals alone. Also, this episode won the Children's Animated category at the 2017 Humanities Prize, with the writers Loris Israel and Rachel Rudderman being awarded $10,000 to each of them. For those who don't know, the Humanities Prize honors film and television writers whose work inspires compassion, hope, and understanding. As for the animation, well, to me, the CGI animation by Toei is absolutely amazing as usual, and I really love the look of the Enchanted Animal Park. It's like a mix of the San Diego Wild Animal Park and Disney's Animal Kingdom. And I think the enchanted animals featured throughout the episode are really interesting. For example, there's a disguiso fly, which is a creature that can make themselves look like anything. There are water zebras, racket-tailed raccoons, and bubbling butterflies. But I think the most important animal in this episode would have to be the pelicans, which are birds that are a mix of a pelican and an elephant. Fun fact, the pelicans in the show are modeled after the brown pelican. Also, what makes this episode a great one to watch for Father's Day is not only due to it focusing on the relationship between Sofia and Roland, but throughout the episode, aside from observing the animals, the princesses and their dads do all sorts of activities like canoeing, having a picnic, and playing games like the rumbling bumbleweed race. Another activity in this episode is the father-daughter sing-along, where the royal dads and their daughters voice their love for each other by singing the Dads and Daughters song. To me, this song is both sweet and cute, but also pretty funny, and it's kind of a tongue twister. Sadly, the song stops abruptly when it is Sofia's turn. I mean, yes, she does all right in the beginning, but she sadly runs off due to her feeling overwhelmed by all her bad feelings. But thankfully, the reprise at the end of the episode makes up for it. And now let's move on to the characters and their voice actors. Princess Sofia is voiced by Ariel Winter, whom was young Kairi in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Marina in Jake and the Neverland Pirates, a few of Thumper's sisters in Bambi 2, Marlene in the complete version of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, young Trixie in Speed Racer, Penny Peterson in DreamWorks' Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and Smurf Lily in Smurf's Lost Village. To me, Sofia is not only likable, but she's very sympathetic during this episode due to her going through a crisis where she wants to prove what a good daughter she is, and she feels like she doesn't fit in during the field trip due to her being the only stepdaughter there. Also, aside from being overwhelmed during the sing-along, Sofia's paddling wasn't doing too good while canoeing, and she couldn't jump over the bumbleweeds at the same time as her dad and sister, which caused the Enchantian team to lose the race. However, I did like the part where she and Roland worked together to return a pelican egg back to its herd. Also, I must mention that this is the last episode where Sofia wears her original purple dress. Next is her sister, Princess Amber, voiced by Darcy Rose Byrnes, whom was in Desperate Housewives, Big Shot, The Legend of Korra, and Spirit Riding Free. During this episode, Amber shows that she has matured to the point where she does not mind sharing her father and has accepted Sofia as a sister. She also shows that she has become very responsible, as shown when she tells off Hildegard for putting their lives in danger in order to get something she wanted. Also, I liked the part where Amber thinks back to the past 3 Dads and Daughters Day field trips, which really made me smile and laugh. Next we come to Sofia and Amber's dad, King Roland II, voiced by Travis Willingham, who voiced Foreteller Aced in Kingdom Hearts Key, Kuko in Elena of Avalor, and he voiced a few animated Marvel characters. During this episode, Roland shows that he has become aware of Sofia's vulnerable side and the fact that she feels the need to prove herself, as shown when he tells her not to take the mistakes that she's been making so hard. Also, one of my favorite scenes in this episode is when Roland and Sofia play Dazzle Ball together, and I thought the scene where Sofia sees a picture of her in his pocket watch, and where Roland tells her that just because he was not her father when she was born doesn't mean she's not his daughter, and that he loves her now and forever, was a really sweet and tear-jerking moment. Next on our list is Miss Elodie, voiced by Tanya Gunati. Now, I still stand by that next to Clover, Sven, and Duchess Matilda, Miss Elodie has got to be one of my favorite characters in this show, due to her not only being a theater teacher at Royal Prep, but I absolutely love her flamboyant personality, along with her colorful outfits, and that she speaks in a vivid expression. Plus, she also has a passion for enchanted creatures and a dislike for spoiled attitudes. Speaking of which, during this episode, Miss Elodie acts as the chaperone for the annual Dads and Daughters Day field trip at the Enchanted Animal Park, and while she admires seeing the animals at a safe distance, she also repeatedly reminds Hildegard and her father, King Henrik, that they are there to observe the animals and not to disturb or take any of them away. Another character to talk about is Princess Hildegard, voiced by Coco Grayson, whom was in the 90210 series. In my eyes, just when I thought she changed in Sidekick Cleo, Hildy is still a snobbish and spoiled brat. And while on the Dads and Daughters field trip, Hildy constantly tells her father that she wants an enchanted animal, which makes her a lot like Veruca Salt from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I think King Henrik is a bit of a pushover due to him giving in to Hildegard's demands, like when he steals a pelican egg, which gets most of the group chased and cornered by an angry pelican herd. Also, I thought Hildy's meanest moment was when she tells Sofia that King Roland isn't her real dad. And now let's move on to my final words. Overall, Dads and Daughters Day is a truly wonderful episode and a worthy episode to watch for the Father's Day weekend. The animation is great as usual. The Enchanted Animal Park was a very breathtaking place. Sofia is a sympathetic main character, and I love how the episode highlights hers and King Roland's relationship. Amber was a pretty good supporting character, and I thought the episode's song was cute and catchy. Also, while Hildegard was a spoiled brat and her father was a bit of a pushover, I like that the episode had a nice adventurous feel to it that mixes well with emotion and humor, and I think everything ties together with a very nice moral on how families are all about sticking together and supporting each other despite not being biologically related. As for my rating, I'll give it a 96% out of 100. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me for my next blog, Mustang Power. Oh, and happy Father's Day.